Oh, hello. Welcome to Advice Guys. This is a weekly advice podcast hosted by me, Joshua Perlman, and
Me, little Hannah.
And I'm Dr. Clark Evansville.
Clark Evansville.
Dr.
Sorry,
Clark.
I know you didn't go to 7 years of Beard Medical School to
I
be called
did.
just Clark.
Dr. Clark Evansville. I have a PhD in knowledge.
Huh.
Mm.
From what
And in
university?
Costco
Sure.
University.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
an online
Yeah.
program, right?
It's an online school, home of the fighting employees.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Costco.
his major was hot dogs, pizza.
It was. It was. That's
Yeah.
still with a minor in diet soda.
Yeah, but all in bulk.
All in bulk. Yes, I absolutely did. Clark Evansville, doctor.
How you doing, Doc?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I didn't do a song of the day today. I know you're sad.
Rats.
I could grab a guitar real quick. It's right there, and I could do one. But I think that would just shut Josh down because there would be like a minute of silence, and he would just like not know what to do.
I don't think you playing the guitar and singing a song is a minute of silence. It's quite the opposite.
No, I meant for me to grab it from right over there and just play.
Are you feeling up to getting up from the table and walking over 3 steps?
Yeah, I can do that.
I mean, I don't want you to. I'm just wondering if you're physically capable.
Oh, well, I was saying, I mean, Hannah, when Hannah texts me every night after midnight, it's always two texts. It's always "you up?" question mark, and I'm
Yeah.
I
And
say
then-
yeah, and then immediately she goes, "Are you gonna do a song of the day?"
Yeah.
And then she says, "Oh
every night.
shit, wrong Chris."
Yeah, every night that happens. Yeah,
Do you do a song every day? A song of the day, just at home?
I mean, whenever I pick up my guitar, I usually write something.
Okay, wait, hold on. Before we started this, what the hell was Michelle talking about with this show? With this guy murdering somebody. I was so intrigued.
To fill
Yeah.
everyone in, before we started recording, in the background, Michelle, Chris's lovely fiance, was talking about a reality show called Megan Wants a Millionaire. Is that what it was called?
Yep. So there was a show. Apparently, Sharon Osbourne had this reality show where it was about turning women into something like finishing school. I think it was about, and Megan was one of the popular people on the show, and she got into a fight with Sharon, and
What
Sharon
did they fight about?
Well, I'm just telling you what you asked. And so Sharon was talking to Megan. Megan said she just got her cat fixed. And Sharon said, you should actually have gotten yourself fixed because you shouldn't procreate. And then Megan shouted back, the only skill you have is watching your husband's brain slowly turn into a vegetable. And then Sharon Osbourne poured coffee or something on her. And then there was a big fight. There was a lawsuit. But eventually, Megan...
What was the lawsuit about?
Assault.
For the coffee?
Yeah, I think so. Anyways, so she got her own show called Megan Wants a Millionaire, where she lived in this house with all sugar daddies, and they competed to be Megan's sugar daddy. And on the third episode, they cut it because the guy who was winning was actually wanted for murder.
Fucking Christ.
So they canceled the show?
Yeah. She couldn't go for her second favorite.
The vetting process is really not great.
I want to see this, though.
Megan Wants a Millionaire. I'm sure it's online.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
I'm sure you would.
So the guy that was the front runner murdered somebody.
Yeah, he was winning, but he was also wanted for murder, which shows you that the background checks are tricky.
I'll also be honest. There's a part of me that wishes they ended up together.
Wow, that's an attack on Megan.
Is it?
That's an attack on Megan.
Well, she didn't say Megan wants a millionaire who's never killed anyone. She just wanted a millionaire. Be more specific, Megan.
She didn't specify.
Wait, is it the little killer doll, Megan? Because then they could end up together.
This was before she started doing movies.
Okay.
This was before she was 2.0. Yeah, she was 1.0. So there you go. It's very exciting. But yeah, I'm glad that you guys heard that. I thought when you guys started smiling, I wasn't sure what you had heard.
I
We
was
heard
so
it
intrigued.
all.
I was like, who is murdered who? Who is this?
And also,
Yeah.
like, my favorite thing in the world is when I get a window into how people behave when they believe they're in private. It's like my favorite thing in the world. Seeing how couples interact when they don't think anyone's watching, seeing how just like people are alone when they think they're alone.
Is that why
And
you have
like,
an ant farm?
it is why I have an ant farm.
Right.
That and I just like, I adore their little community. They're just
Yeah.
fun to watch how they build. And they're there every day. They show up every day for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ant couples are your favorite couples.
Hmm. I
Yeah,
pronounce it aunt, but yeah.
that's true. So Hannah, are you? It's week 3. First week, I wanna just remind everybody. So first week, you were seeing someone new. Second
Yeah.
week, uh, he had a name. You gave him a name, and then the third week, you called him your boyfriend. Are you engaged today?
No.
No, you're not.
No, we're not engaged.
Is everything going swimmingly?
Yeah.
I don't know if that was convincing, Josh. What do you think?
I mean,
No, look, everything's going
something's
swimmingly.
up.
No, listen. I just think because we have spent so much time together so
Uh-oh.
consistently and things have moved on like really fast that we're like, I feel like we're already hitting kind of like that 6 however many month mark when you start to just like get in little like, not like arguments per se, but we're just like trying to, we're getting to that point where it's like, okay, we need to figure out our communication styles and things like that, but it's nothing bad.
Okay. All
Mhm.
right.
Mhm.
What are you guys arguing about?
Just like wanting to better our lives, and it's just like one of my biggest insecurities is like not knowing how to figure out my own shit and how to discipline myself, and that's something he's picked up on. Not that he's like mean about it whatsoever, but he's like, yeah, I noticed this and I want you to be better. And then I don't know, he's just like, it's not necessarily an argument or whatever, but it's just like things we have to figure out of like, how do we be there for each other and still work on our own stuff and better our lives,
Does he listen to the show? I'm guessing he does.
What?
Does he listen to the show?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, he sounds great. You're very happy. I don't think that that's a warning
Yeah.
sign that you're having communication issues already at the 3-week mark. That's not troubling in any way whatsoever. It's not a red flag.
No, but it's not like that. It's just,
You're gonna have to like set a new, like, you're gonna have to re-boundary, which is the trickiest thing in relationship, because you guys, for the first 2-3 weeks you were together, you spent 24/7 together. You can't live your own life
Yeah.
and like work on your music and stuff while you're doing that. So you're gonna have to. And rebounding is the hardest thing in the world to do in a relationship. I've been trying to do it with Chris for years.
Yeah, doesn't work. I keep trying to hold his hand.
You just keep texting.
Yep, I just keep doing it. I'm like, Hannah just texted me, "You up?" And he's like, "I don't want to hear the song either, dude."
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Every night I get a text from Chris that's like a little novella that I just respond to with, "Stop love bombing me."
Every night. Every
Every
night.
single night.
Every night. And Hannah
Oddly,
gets
at 8:53 p.m. every night.
And Hannah gets text messages from me 12 times a day.
Sure.
12 times a day. I can tell because she never reads them.
Mm-hmm.
This bit is brought to you by what's going on with you, Josh?
Nothing really. I don't think anything's going on with me. I think I might have a new job, which is good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Where do you think? Where's the new job?
I will be the director of marketing for a fledgling cannabis company.
Oh, I was thinking. I was thinking about investing in a Bitcoin ATM. I think we should put a Bitcoin ATM in there. And we'll pay rent and everything. That's a way for them to earn money.
How do you
Bitcoin
use a
ATM.
Bitcoin ATM?
It's well, I've been researching them. They're basically it's just for people who are like, you know, very cash heavy, like not people who don't really have banks and who don't like trust them, who like who want crypto, but who don't really trust a broker and all the other things. It gives people an opportunity to purchase a percentage of crypto with cash, and then you charge them like 7 to 10% on the transaction, and they own Bitcoin. They're super popular.
Okay. Well, yeah, we should totally talk about this when we're not doing a podcast.
Oh no, I know, but I was just trying to help. I was just trying to come up with something that Hannah would want to talk about, and marijuana and Bitcoin are her two tattoos.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still don't understand cryptocurrency. I really don't. I really like.
I don't
I,
either.
I like to fancy myself a rather bright fella, but when it comes to like anything with regard to finance, like I don't fucking know anything. I'm a moron. I just
It's
need a money
Yeah.
guy.
it's an untraceable currency.
You're an untraceable currency.
That's what my mom called me when she was younger. Yeah, it's like it's the currency for people who want to be shady, and like you can lock it up, and it's too much. But I get
I
it.
miss it when currency for people who want to be shady was just the ability to raise one eyebrow. Just,
Yeah,
that's
that
how
was
you knew
cool.
someone was shady back in the day.
That was cool. I think we're losing Hannah. Hannah already looks like she fell asleep.
We're talking about internet money. Why?
I don't get it either. I don't get anything. Honestly, I don't understand money to begin with. So
I don't either. Money's stupid. The pursuit of
Yeah.
money's stupid. I just want to fucking tell jokes and have somebody buy me things.
I think a lot of people in California have a similar philosophy to y'all, who are they're just like, I don't get money.
Well, I mean, I
Yeah.
think like when you like, not that I would ever say stand-up comedy is an art form, but I guess it technically is. Like when you're a writer, a musician, or an actor or painter, like you don't set out to do those things and think about the money you'll make. You just try to make
Yeah.
your stuff as good as you can, and you hope that you get to eat.
Interesting. What did you get into stand up for?
What did I get into stand-up for?
Yeah.
The first time I did stand-up, I was in high school. Well, I was in high school, and they were doing a. I was in like plays from the time I was very young,
Right.
and the high school play my senior year that they chose was Nonsense, which I
Right.
don't know if you're familiar.
Yeah.
Is a play with only female characters,
Uh huh.
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to audition to play one of the nuns,
Okay.
and that was shot down by the like ridiculous homophobic town I lived in.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, this is bullshit. You guys are doing a play and like I can't be in it. So I was made the MC of the play. And I like basically at 18 did like stand up for the town, and it went great and I loved it. And just I've always loved being on stage. I've always felt most comfortable on stage. And
Yeah.
So you got into stand up for the attention,
I wouldn't say the attention, I would say the joy I feel on stage.
the attention.
I don't think it's the attention though. I think it's the loving performing. I don't know.
For the attention. So Hannah, how about you? What did you get into? What did you get into music for?
Well, music, I got into that, like, honestly, for funsies. That I wasn't really to take seriously. It was more so, I mean, I started music during COVID when acting, the whole entertainment industry kind of like shut down as far as acting goes. But honestly, like, I feel like I make music so that I can make cool visuals in my head that, like, I like to make like music videos and things like that. And like obviously I enjoy singing, don't get me wrong, but um it does kind of encapsulate like all the things where it's like I get to be on stage, I get to sing, I get to act in my own music videos, I get to write my own things. But I mean, I ultimately did get into acting when I first saw my first play that I saw. I was like, wow, like I love these people on stage make me feel something, and I want to be one of those people that makes people in the audience feel something. In a way, yes, like I like the attention.
So you
When
got
I
into
was little, I wanted to be an actor. Purely, I remember this so vividly. I was like playing like cowboys and Indians, and then I like wanted to have like a sword fight with an imaginary foe. It was like super tiny. And I remember being like, how do I decide what to do when I grow up? Like I want to be both a cowboy and like a knight. And I was like, oh, I could become like Tom Cruise. He gets to be all of those things. But
Yeah.
I was like, that's what
Yeah.
I want to do. I don't want to ever have to have like an ordinary job. I want to be all of the fun things.
Okay, two things.
My
One, it's
All right.
cowboys and
yes.
Native Americans. You're racist. Second of all, you did it for
Did
the
I say
attention.
cowboys and Indians?
Yeah, you did
No,
it for the
I
attention.
in as a child I imagined that I was fighting people from India.
Uh huh. Sure. Okay, Hannah, go ahead. You were saying.
Oh no, I was just saying my dream role to act would be like a girl in a mental insane asylum.
Like, what's it? Girl interrupted.
Yeah,
So is
pretty
all
much.
this
Yeah.
just is everything you're doing just research for when that happens?
Yeah.
Chris, why did you get into
The
music
attention.
and comedy?
The
Was it the
attention.
attention?
No, I got into it for girls.
You
I
think
didn't like.
women enjoy your comedy? You just want to
No,
give them the
but
gift of laughter?
no. When I started, when I started music, it was for girls. Like, because I was like MTV generation, and it was like all those metal bands who were like, "Yeah, chicks," and every video was guys who look like women, playing music for attractive women. So I was like, "This is cool. It's all about the women." And then when I got into stand up, it was for that as well as attention. To me, it was all about women until I found the woman. Now it's just about like pizza.
Hmm.
Mm.
I feel like
You
Mhm.
there
know?
was some pizza along the way.
Yeah, there's always been pizza. Pizza's pizza. Are you kidding? No, it was always that was my singular focus. I always knew I would be successful, so I didn't really focus on that. So my focus was like companionship, partner, and I was just like, I'll find her. So I would do a show if it was like any show, if the potentiality for me meeting someone at that show, and I thought the only way that I could impress that person was by my presence on stage, which, as you both know, is remarkable. So therefore that was my goal. And then now it's maintenance as far as, just trying to be funny. And I don't care who the audience is.
And they know. They
Yeah.
feel that.
Oh, yeah. Every single person who I tell a joke to is like, you up?
Yep.
Every single one. Should we help people?
I think we
Yeah.
should. Um where do
Did we
we
get
go? Okay.
did we get questions?
Yeah, we got some questions. We're getting a decent amount of questions, and I'm really loving
We got none.
it. Question number 1. Dear guys, I'm really hyper focused on trying to meet women. Do you have any ideas? All I think about is wanting to impress women. I've been thinking about doing stand up. Should I? It's a bit. I'm just kidding. Question number 1. Dear advice, guys. I'm Dave, not my real name. Wouldn't matter if it was, Dave. And I'm pretty sure my girlfriend is pregnant. I can't remember the last time she had her period, but it's definitely been a while, and she's just acting weird. She seems on edge and nervous around me all the time. Normally, I would just come out and ask her, but I can't because she has definitely also gained weight in a few strategic areas. So if I ask her if she's pregnant and she isn't, she's going to think I'm calling her fat, which no thank you.
Hannah
Did Hannah
disappeared.
die?
She'll come back. We'll start asking. She's probably got to put her phone on the air conditioning in her car. um, so, first off, she sounds like she really wants to have the baby because she's not going to tell him until after it's a. Oh, there she is. No, she's gone.
There she was.
It sounds like she really wants to have the baby because she's not going to tell him until it's past a point of abortion.
You think that's the deal? You think that she is pregnant and she's going to keep it a secret until after the point of abortion? That's where your head went? Just the immediate that she's super duplicitous and wants to, like, supply him with a baby?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that. Well, Hannah, when you were gone, when you were playing with your slinky,
Did you
she
hear the whole question, Hannah?
I think I missed like the last sentence.
Okay, so basically, like, he thinks his girlfriend's pregnant, but he's afraid to ask because he doesn't
Yeah.
want her to be like, what, do I look pregnant?
Yeah.
And I said, she definitely wants to have the baby because she's going to wait past the point of the abortion and then tell him so that he has no say in the matter. Not that he would have say in the matter anyway, but that's what he's going to do. That's what I think. So I think that he's just got to ride it out. Either his girlfriend no longer has a period anymore and she's going through menopause and she's getting chunky, or she's just, saving it all up till she can be Blood's bunny.
First of all, that's such a like cynical view. I want to say number one, kudos to this dude for tracking his lady's cycle. He knows when she had her last period. I think every guy who's interested in having sex with his partner should track their cycle.
I do.
You do? You track Michelle's cycle?
Mm-hmm.
Good for you, buddy.
Good.
Secondly, I think like she could be pregnant and afraid to tell him because she doesn't know how he'll react, or she might just have gained a little weight, like, and not had her period in a while.
And then he's probably also just like, well, I hope she's pregnant because she's kind of turned into, like, what's the word you always say, Josh? A porker.
That's not a word I use. It's not a thing I've ever said.
What do you think, Hannah? Yeah,
Okay,
someone's
well,
got it.
I'll say, I always have a really irregular cycle. So
That scans.
I should have had my period like last week and it hasn't come, but like it's always, sometimes it skips a month. Sometimes I'll be like PMSing for 2-3 weeks before it comes, and then it's like on a random week that isn't what happened like the last month. So like literally for the last 2 weeks I'm like, oh, like I feel like I've gained weight. I feel like I'm being a fucking bitch and my hormones are going fucking crazy. And like sometimes it is concerning where I'm like, could I be? But I don't think I am. I think I'm getting all the symptoms to lead to the fact that like I will be getting my period soon. But it definitely for like a week or two it's definitely nerve-wracking because it's so irregular, and sometimes it be like that.
He could also take a totally different tact, like rather than saying like, "Are you pregnant?" He could just be like, "Yo, you've been acting weird for like a week. What is up? Like, is everything okay? I feel like you're a little cagey. I don't know what's going on."
He could get a
Or maybe
pregnancy
he could
test.
like, maybe
How
he
would he
could
do that?
nonchalantly.
Go ahead, Hannah. Go, Hannah.
Well, I was saying maybe he could nonchalantly like ask the question about like, would you ever want to have children someday, and then like see what she says. see if she's like, actually I'm pregnant.
That's smart.
Yeah, yeah. There are a bunch of ways to like end around the conversation without coming out with like, "Are you pregnant? You seem pregnant."
Like the pregnancy test idea, like he could wait
Yeah.
till she's in the bathroom peeing, kick the door in, take the EPT and put it under the stream, and then be like, sorry, I didn't know you were in here. And then he could wait for the results and be like, I knew it. She is getting fat.
Does EPT stand for emergency pregnancy test?
Early.
Early pregnancy test. Gotcha. I don't know. It's just like, it's an emergency.
Yeah, or it's evil pregnancy test.
Sure. My mom, like when she was pregnant with me, there was a little red devil head rather than a plus or a minus.
Mm-hmm.
It was an evil pregnancy test.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
So yeah, talk to your lady about just the vibe rather than coming out with pregnant. We ready for number 2?
Yep.
Hello, Chris, Hannah, and Josh. My question is simple. I'm engaged and the wedding is in 6 months. Last week, my fiancée adopted a cat. I am allergic to cats. So I am wondering, is she a psychopath? Does she not at all want to actually get married? Or is this some kind of test? Or does she just not care about me at all? Oh, I added it all. He just wrote, does she not care about me?
Hannah, you want to go first? Do you want to go first?
What? I mean, I I don't think it's that she doesn't care about you or whatever. I just think maybe impulsively she saw a cute cat, had to get it, and like maybe you just like take some Zyrtec.
Are you a monster?
Because if I saw a cat knowing that like my fiance was allergic, but it was like too cute, I couldn't resist. Like, so what?
But like,
I would maybe consult first, but not everybody's like that, and maybe she just thought she
yeah,
had to
I'm
get
definitely
it.
allergic to cats. Like, if there was a cat that was even in a room once, I start coughing and my eyes blow up. Like Michelle and I used to argue about it because she really wants a cat. I'm like, I will die, and she's like, we can figure this out. I'm like, no, I'll be dead.
I've
And
adopted so many cats just to try to get them inside your apartment.
I know
Like
that's so
once a
weird.
week, I bring over a cat and just like try to sneak into your place with it.
I believe you. I know. I understand. It's just a deal breaker for me. That would be if that was the case. If my fiance bought a cat, I nope, because that's putting the cat in front of me. It's like my life. But I'm sure that the cat's cute.
This dude said he's allergic to cats, but he didn't say how allergic. So it's possible that it's just like, like the normal shit where he's like sneezy and his eyes hurt, as opposed to like, evidently you go into anaphylactic shock anytime you're near a cat.
Pretty much.
It feels like an exaggeration.
It's not. I'm so allergic to cats.
All right. Well, I want to test that theory out. But I would say that, like, you gotta, if you're feeling like she's like ignoring your health and well-being and happiness and partnership, rather than like thinking of her as a psychopath, just like think of it as a compatibility issue. Like if she's like the type of person who either knowingly got a cat when you're allergic to it, or like forgot you're allergic to it for a minute when seeing an adorable cat and then was like, oh no, that's right, I forgot. That might not be the type of person you want to be with. Or maybe you do. Maybe you're like, yeah, my lady's crazy. She got shit I'm allergic to all the time and it's funny.
So hopefully she gains a bunch of weight, doesn't have her period, and you can just bounce her because you're shallow like Dave.
Yeah. Not his real name, but yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess
Yeah.
I don't know.
We
Think
solved.
about it.
Two
We
lives
solved it.
saved. Two
That
lives
would
saved.
fucking suck. I would be furious if I were in a committed partnership, and I can end the sentence there. But I would be furious if my partner brought home an animal without talking to me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe like to play devil's advocate, maybe she's doing it in a way where she's trying to get rid of the guy
It's
because
totally
she knows
possible.
this.
Yeah.
Maybe she
It's
doesn't want
totally
to get
possible that
married.
this was a move on her part to get him to be like, you know what, this isn't working. And if so, by the way, genius. My
Very smart.
fucking hats off to you, gal. Because that's a brilliant way to end your relationship without having to have like an awkward conversation of like, you know what, I don't actually want to marry you. It's like, yeah, no, this is Sylvester. He's our cat now. What's that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, if I were him, I would just talk to her and be like, okay, like what's going on? Why the fuck would you get a
Right.
cat knowing this?
It's
And
going to lead to
see
a
what she
really big
says.
argument.
If I were him, I would just get a dog. Bring home a dog.
That eats the cat.
No. Why does the dog have to eat the cat? I'm just saying, like, fight fire with fire. Or fight fur with fur.
Yes.
Come on, fight fur with fur. I deserve something for that.
That was good. It was very good, Nelly.
All right. Question number 3. Hey, advice guys. Big fan of the show. So here's the deal. A few months ago, I started hosting casual meditation nights at my apartment. First, it was just me and a couple friends, lighting some candles, playing ambient music, breathing deeply, chill vibes. But things kind of escalated. Now we meet every Thursday. Everyone wears white. Someone brought a gong. We chant. People bring gifts, not for me, but like sort of to me. They all think I'm like some kind of guru now. They ask me for life advice. Basically, I've started a cult I never asked for. My question is, how do I gracefully shut this shit down?
I honestly thought this was going in a completely different direction and that this was going to
Yeah,
turn
I thought that for a
into
second. I thought that first
maybe,
well.
I mean, name me one cult where the cult leader doesn't F all the members.
Okay, it's true.
MAGA. That's
So
the only
true.
one.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. I did it.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm getting political, brah.
Wow.
Would you ever join a cult?
Hannah.
I've been in a cult.
What?
Oh, God, you're just the gift that keeps on giving. What cult were you in?
You don't know
No!
this story?
No!
You don't know this story? Okay, so at the time we did
That's
not
how
know that we were in a
that's how it
cult.
always
It was
happens.
basically like
Mm-hmm.
it was like this director wanted to like film a pilot like show and pitch it to people, and he like found me and these girls on Instagram, and the thing is like he had some credits to like make him look credible. He'd worked with like some big people, and like, but I don't know how, but literally everything that came out of this man's mouth was so believable. Like he made us all quit our jobs. He made us like, we would like film every single day at our producer's house, which was somehow like Caesar Milan's manager, and was also like best friends with Diddy. Like
I mean,
I've
these are
been to
great
Diddy's house
references. One guy
before.
kills dogs and the other guy kills dogs.
um and like we would have parties every night where we would like get high and like eat mushrooms, and it just like got to the point where like it wasn't weird and it wasn't sexual, but we would all be like naked, like skinny dipping in the pool, like prancing around the house for like 3 months straight. We like took a trip up to the redwood forest in a van and like never stopped once for like a hotel or a motel, and like we would like film 24 fucking 7. And then we had this big premiere party for this trailer we shot, and we had this guy who worked for Forbes magazine at this thing, and he was like, I'll give you guys $1 million right now to film this. And our director was like, no, we're gonna crowdfund it. And all of us were like, you gotta be fucking shitting me. And then his way of like wanting to crowdfund it was all of us had to start OnlyFans, and then that's when we were all like, okay, no,
Were
like
you
we're
having
out.
sex with him?
And then after we were all,
Okay, all right.
no, there was one girl who like did end up being in a relationship with him, and I think they ran off and had
So
a
Oh,
child
good for
was
together.
them.
was this last week or the week before?
This was
My goodness,
2019.
they're adorable.
It's such a, like, to me it speaks to the
Yeah.
desire for success and fame in this industry, where like some guy can show up to like show up in your Instagram, DM you, and he's got a couple credits and just be like, yeah, you're gonna get in a van and drive with me and 5 other girls up to a forest where no one can hear you scream. That's what we're doing today. And it's like, oh, okay, but there are cameras?
No,
Cool.
honestly, we when we all finally like dropped out of it, we were all like, were we just low key in a
Mhm.
cult?
I am
And
not at all
yeah.
cult susceptible. Whenever I meet someone like that, I have like such a good sociopath and psychopath like radar. And
Well, and I used to call him out on all his shit all the time. I was like, where's our real like film crew? Like, what's going on? And he just was like, I don't know. He would like talk me down off this cliff of like me wanting to like fucking go off on him every time. I don't know. I don't
that's
know how it happened.
great.
I think the easiest way to
Love it.
shut down a cult is just shut it down.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, I would imagine I'll start a cult. I have a feeling that I just have been too lazy all this
Mhm.
time. Like, it's so much work.
Yeah.
You got to come up with an ethos. You got to fucking go up to people and tell them it. It's a lot. But yeah, I mean, you can probably shut down your meditation thing, or like have a chat and say like you want to make it more casual, like it used to be. You want to go back to
Yeah.
the early days when you just did a little bit of
Yeah.
namaste.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's what I think. Or just blame your landlord and be like, my landlord needs me to shut this down, so we can't do it. And then when
No,
someone
dude,
says,
because if you start a cult and then you're like, this is an enemy of the cult, this guy is gonna take away what we believe. That landlord gets murdered by one of these yahoos. Like
yeah,
if the director to Hannah and the other girls were like, yeah, this guy, he's all that's standing between us and this becoming a huge show, Hannah'd be like, I'll fucking kill that guy.
yeah, fair enough. My bad.
Yeah. So end your cult, buddy. But congrats on starting a cult, or just like fucking start monetizing it.
Yeah,
Like really go
you
for it.
must be super likable. Like to start a cult, people need to like you.
Yeah, that's the one thing
Yeah.
standing between me and my cult. So I'm just not likable. All right, question number 4. Hey guys, and Hannah, who is a bro. I have a friend. Hey Hannah, you're a bro. I have a friend that I don't want to be friends with any longer. I don't call, follow them on social media, but every 10th text or so, I reply. 10th, yikes. I'm always brief and smug. I want to be done with this person. We've known each other since high school, and all they do is still talk about high school. Is friendship breakup a thing? If so, how can I do that? I feel like if I ghosted them, they would just end up coming over. Help.
I think friend.
I mean, a friendship
Yeah,
Yep.
breakup
friendship
is
breakup's
definitely a
huge.
thing.
Yeah, out here, I never really experienced it before here, but out here, absolutely, it's definitely a thing. I think you just tell them straight up that your views and things don't align, and you're not really interested in talking about high school anymore. Like I don't
That
really
seems
want.
needlessly cruel, and you don't know that what they want to talk about is high school.
Didn't they
Like,
say that in the question? All
no,
they
he said
talk
he's
about is high
no.
school.
Oh, did he? Did he say? Oh, I don't know. I was reading it. It's
Yeah.
like walking and chewing bubblegum with me. Can't read and retain information.
They said all he wants to talk about, or all they want to talk about, is high school.
Like, do you think though that all they want to talk about is what life was like when they were in high school, or current high school conditions?
I
Like, they
mean,
just every conversation's about high school.
I think it's about probably every high school and the monitor, the monitoring and the regulations and all the
Sure.
rules and when you can go to lunch or not.
Have you ever broken up with a friend, Chris?
Yes.
How'd you do it?
You were on the we were on the phone call together.
Oh,
And
that FaceTime with yeah.
yeah, absolutely. I
You
have
didn't
zero
break
regret.
it with him though. You and I made fun of him until he threw a tantrum, hung up, and then said he was never talking to either of us again. And then called me like the next day and was like, "What was that about, man?"
Yeah, he did the same thing to me, and I've never spoken to him since.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's the worst.
But that's different though. That was like you didn't try to neither of us tried to rebuild a burnt bridge. Like after that so just briefly, Chris and I were doing a Zoom during COVID with another comic and he was hammered, like out of his mind drunk. And Chris and I just were making fun of him constantly. And then he threw a giant tantrum and never wanted to speak to us again. That's him breaking up with us. Have you ever like just cut someone out of your life?
Yeah, I think I
Okay.
have.
How'd you do
Yeah,
it? Did you just ghost? Did you have a
I,
conversation?
our conversation. I'm just like I don't think we have much. I'm like I said I don't think we have much in common anymore, and it's cool. People change. It's different, but it seems like conversations seem forced, and this is labored. You're into doing different things. I'm doing different things. I mean, we're not enemies, but I don't know if we're going to talk as much. And it was cool. They were cool with it.
Who was that?
Yeah, I mean, I think you
You want
No,
me
treated.
no, go ahead, Hannah.
I was gonna say, I think you treat it like you would like a relationship.
Yeah,
So
You know?
you just start behaving like a jerk until they break up with you and never want to talk to you again? That's how you do it?
I mean, that's what you guys kind of said.
Yeah, that's
When you put
essentially
your
my
friend
my
until you
breakup with Brett. Oh
stopped.
shit. My breakup with that dude was not all that different than how most of my relationships end.
yeah, it's true.
Um Yeah, I'm so bad at it. Like you and I, Chris, we have a mutual friend who you know that I've been in conflict with for a long time. The guy who threw the tantrums the few times when we were out. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
Okay. I've just like not spoken with him rather than like because he and I have been in and out of conflict for a few years, and at when it gets to the point where it's at right now, I'm always like, "Hey, we should grab a beer and talk about this." And then we talk about it, and things seem kind of fine for like a month or two, and then it's back to where it is. So I don't know. I think you can just ghost a person. And then lock your door if you're afraid they're going to come over.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Hannah, have you been broken up with, or have you broken up with a friend?
I've had I feel like a decent amount of friendship breakups, but it's more so like kind of there's just like a falling out that happens, and it's not necessarily like there's a big conversation that takes place where it's like, oh, I don't want to be your friend anymore. It's kind of just like we like start seeing each other less and less, and then it's just
That's
like,
how I
okay,
like to
like
do it. I
we don't really
love
talk
when just a
anymore.
friendship fizzles, when it just like naturally goes its direction.
Yeah.
And then you see each other like once every 6 months, and you're like, "Hey, man, how you doing?" And then that's it. That's the perfect relationship. That's how all my relationships should be.
It'd be
Question
easier.
number. Yeah, it really would be if I just saw everybody once every 6 months. Question number 5. Hello, champions. They know. This guy knows. If I'm eating food and a commercial for another kind of food comes on, I have to stop eating what I'm eating or look away. I know they have people who make the food look amazing, but it always looks so much better than my food. Is this normal? Should I see a shrink? It's like FOMO, but for food. Any thoughts?
Food mo. Sorry.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
What?
I don't have this. Actually, no, I've experienced this a few times where like I've made like myself like just kind of like a ramshot shitty dinner with whatever I had in the pantry or fridge, and then I'm watching TV and like an amazing meal is is on screen, and then I'm just like, oh, this fucking sucks. I wish I was eating that.
I can't tell you. I think I've done this so many times where I'm just mad at the food I'm eating, mad at
Yeah,
it. Just like I'll be eating, and then all of a sudden, and I don't even eat Taco Bell anymore. But then Taco Bell commercial would come on, and I'd be like, "Fuck! Why can't you be like that? Why?" And I start yelling at my meal, and the burger's like, I don't know. Yeah,
I
I get
love
it. I don't think
Taco
that.
Bell.
I think that the
Uh,
easiest solution is don't watch any TV when you're eating, and you'll be fine.
That's a
That's the
good move.
solution.
Yeah, just read books about food.
Hmm. Yeah. Why can't you sound like that?
or just like watch, or just watch something that has
Yeah,
no
that's
Yeah.
smart.
commercials.
And no food either. Like, don't watch The Bear while you're eating that
Yeah,
meal.
or Top Chef,
Don't watch Top Chef. Don't watch Hell's Kitchen.
diners and drive-throughs and dives.
We can name all the restaurant shows between the two of us. That's like one of
Yeah,
our party tricks.
it is. Well, I think
That was 5, right?
yeah, and that was a quick one. That's the solution. Don't watch TV when you're eating.
Yeah, you nailed it. Also, like, I don't know, maybe take a cooking class. Try to make some better food at home, buddy.
Yeah,
Like,
give that a
make your
shot.
food better than the TV
Yeah.
food.
But also, if you're paying attention, we are champions.
Yeah, I'm glad this person noticed that we're champions and acknowledge it.
If you just now are tuning into the podcast, real quick, what happened is guy's girlfriend got fat. He's not sure if he can ask her because she might be pregnant. Then a person bought a cat for their partner who was allergic to cats. There was a cult leader. There was a cult thing going on, and so it's from Jared Leto. And the other problem is the question before this that I can't remember. And don't watch TV when you're at food. You're caught up.
Yep. Did you mix up Jared Leto and Ezra Miller?
I think I did. No, because Michelle's band has a song about how Jared Leto's in a cult.
He
Jared
does?
Leto definitely has a cult.
Huh.
How come when
Yes.
she says it, you believe her?
You know,
Because she doesn't make shit up all the time. Or I just believe women. I believe women, Chris.
No. Listen. My friend used to be a personal assistant to Jared Leto's production company, and there is a summer camp for adults to go to like a 30-second to Mars summer camp, and it's like all adults who like praise Jared Leto, and like everybody wears white, and it's literally like a
Okay,
fucking
two
cult
things.
for a week.
One, do we think Jared Leto, who is who wrote in question 3?
That's the first question.
Second question is, buddy, start a fight club if you're going to have a cult.
Yeah, absolutely.
You were in the preeminent cult film.
It's true.
Those are my thoughts on 30 Seconds to Mars.
All right, Hannah, do the thing.
Oh, dear God.
Alrighty, guys. Today, if you like this podcast, you can like, subscribe, and comment down below. You can follow us all on Instagram. We all got Instagrams. Wherever you listen to your podcast, you can listen to us. You can email us at adviceguys11@gmail.com. And yeah, just like let us know how
You
what's
boomeranged
up.
that accent. You started off Australian, and you went really hard into something weird, and then it came back around, and it was Australian again. That was impressive.
That's why the boomerang was invented in Australia.
Yeah, for accents.
Nobody makes Hannah laugh more than Hannah. It's always fun to watch.
It's true. Well, great episode, everybody. We'll see you all next week. Anything else anyone wants to say before we get out of here?
I'm starting a cult. If you guys want to just like give me money and wear nothing but navy blue t-shirts and jeans and sit at Barney's every day.
All right. Cool. All right. See you later, everybody.
Bye.